small screw located underneath the sticker near the lock screw on gyro-style breakers is known as the phase identifier screw. Its primary function is to allow for the identification of the specific phase of the electrical circuit that the circuit breaker is designed to protect. When the phase identifier screw is tightened, it establishes an electrical connection with the busbar within the panel. This connection, in turn, energizes the circuit breaker. A common practice involves painting the phase identifier screw with a distinct color that corresponds to each phase in a three-phase electrical system. For instance, red is often used to signify phase A, black is commonly assigned to phase B, and blue is frequently used to represent phase C. This color coding system offers electricians a quick and straightforward method for determining the phase of a particular circuit, eliminating the necessity of using a voltmeter for phase identification. This can save time and effort during electrical work. The phase identifier screw serves as a visual aid. It does not affect the functionality of the breaker in terms of overcurrent protection or switching. It is strictly for identification purposes. The physical location of the screw, under the label near the lug, keeps it out of the way during normal wiring and breaker installation. The screw is small, and care should be taken not to over-tighten it, as this could damage the screw or the breaker. Using the correct size and type of screwdriver is also important. If the color coding is faded or unclear, a voltmeter should be used to positively identify the phase. The color coding is a helpful guide, but it is not a substitute for proper electrical testing procedures. The torque specification for the phase identifier screw is typically very low, just enough to make a good electrical connection with the busbar. Refer to the breaker's documentation for the specific torque value. Never rely solely on the color of the phase identifier screw without verifying the phase with a voltmeter, especially in situations where the wiring may have been altered or is of unknown origin. This is a crucial safety precaution. The phase identifier screw provides a convenient way to label or mark the phases of the circuits in an electrical panel, which can be especially helpful when working with complex electrical systems. While the color coding is standardized, it is always best practice to double-check and verify the phase before working on any electrical circuit. The phase identifier screw is a small but important detail on gyro-style breakers, and understanding its purpose can help electricians work more efficiently and safely. It's also important to note that while the phase identifier screw is a common feature, it is not necessarily present on all gyro breakers or other types of circuit breakers. Always refer to the manufacturer's documentation for specific information about a particular breaker. The phase identifier screw is connected internally to a specific point on the breaker's mechanism that corresponds to the phase it is intended to identify. The internal connection is designed to provide a reliable electrical contact with the busbar when the screw is tightened. The metal used for the phase identifier screw is typically a conductive material, such as brass or copper, to ensure good electrical contact. The screw is usually threaded to allow it to be securely fastened to the breaker and to maintain consistent pressure against the busbar. The design of the phase identifier screw allows it to be easily accessed and tightened or loosened as needed, without requiring any special tools. The location of the screw underneath the sticker helps to protect it from dirt and debris, which could interfere with the electrical connection. The sticker also serves as a label, indicating the purpose of the screw and the color code used for phase identification. The color coding on the phase identifier screw is typically applied using paint or a similar coating that is durable and resistant to fading. The color coding is designed to be easily visible, even in low light conditions. The phase identifier screw is a passive component, meaning that it does not actively control or regulate the flow of electricity. It simply provides a means for identifying the phase of the circuit. The phase identifier screw is not a safety device and should not be used as a substitute for proper electrical safety practices. The phase identifier screw is not intended to be used as a grounding point or a neutral connection. The phase identifier screw is designed to be compatible with standard electrical testing equipment, such as voltmeters and ammeters. The phase identifier screw is typically used in residential and commercial electrical installations where three-phase power is common. The phase identifier screw is not typically used in DC electrical systems, as DC systems do not have phases. The phase identifier screw is a relatively simple component, but it plays an important role in electrical safety and efficiency. The phase identifier screw is a valuable tool for electricians, helping them to quickly and easily identify the phases of electrical circuits. The phase identifier screw can help to prevent errors during electrical work, such as accidentally connecting a load to the wrong phase. The phase identifier screw can also help to troubleshoot electrical problems, such as identifying a phase imbalance. The phase identifier screw is a cost-effective way to improve electrical safety and efficiency. The phase identifier screw is a good example of how a small detail can make a big difference in the performance and reliability of an electrical system. The phase identifier screw is a testament to the ingenuity of electrical engineers and designers. The phase identifier screw is a reminder of the importance of paying attention to detail when working with electricity. The phase identifier screw is a symbol of the electrical industry's commitment to safety and innovation. The phase identifier screw is a small but mighty component that plays a vital role in the world of electricity. The phase identifier screw is an unsung hero of the electrical system, working silently and reliably to ensure that everything is wired correctly. The phase identifier screw is a reminder that even the smallest components can have a significant impact on the overall performance and safety of a system. The phase identifier screw is a testament to the power of simple solutions to complex problems. The phase identifier screw is a reminder that the world of electricity is full of fascinating and often overlooked details. The phase identifier screw is a symbol of the electrical industry's dedication to providing safe, reliable, and efficient power to homes and businesses around the world. It is worth reiterating the importance of using a voltmeter to verify phase identification, even when a phase identifier screw is present. Color codes can be misleading due to variations in local practices, previous modifications, or simply misidentification during installation. A voltmeter provides a definitive reading, ensuring accuracy and preventing potentially dangerous misconnections. Before tightening the phase identifier screw, ensure that the surrounding area is clean and free of any debris. This will ensure a good electrical connection and prevent any potential damage to the breaker or the bus bar. When working with electrical panels, always de-energize the circuit before making any connections or adjustments. This is a crucial safety precaution that can prevent serious injury or death. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is always best to hire a qualified electrician. Electricity is dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. Regularly inspect your electrical panel for any signs of damage or wear. This can help to identify potential problems before they become serious. If you notice any problems with your electrical panel, such as loose wires or corroded connections, contact a qualified electrician to have them repaired. Proper maintenance of your electrical panel can help to ensure its safety and reliability. The phase identifier screw, while seemingly insignificant, plays a key role in maintaining order and clarity within electrical systems, ultimately contributing to safer and more efficient operation. It's a small detail that reflects the larger commitment to safety and precision in the electrical field. Remember that electrical work should always be performed by qualified professionals who understand the relevant codes and safety procedures. This discussion is for informational purposes only and should not be taken as a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a licensed electrician before performing any electrical work. And also note that QO breakers are specific to Schneider Electric and Square D previously. The color convention and design can vary on other brands. When working on an unknown system or system installed by someone else, do not trust that the colors are correct. Verify for the correct phase using a voltmeter, as mentioned earlier. If the screw is missing, it is important to get a replacement that is rated for that breaker. The screw needs to be strong enough so it is not easily snapped and rated to carry the current so that it does not get hot and melt any plastic. Do not just use a random screw, this can damage the panel and can become a fire hazard. If the breaker is for a single-phase circuit, such as 120 volts, it may not be connected to one phase specifically like in a three-phase system. And so, it is even more important to not assume what phase it is on, especially if it is connected to something like a multi-wire branch circuit or NWBC. Remember, safety is the most important consideration when working with electricity. The seemingly small phase identifier screw contributes to that safety by enabling correct phase identification.